So you got into yoga through your mother. She was a teacher and very passionate practicer. And usually I would say it's not normal that the children want to do the same thing than the parents. So when did you decide, or how did it come that you wanted to be a yoga teacher as well?
Um, well, when my mother had me starting doing yoga, I was doing independent school. I was doing homeschool. So she took me to class with her as my PE. So I wasn't very fit or into sports, and it wasn't that I wanted to do yoga, but it sounded better than going and doing other PE. So it was an easy thing to do, and as a young person, it came natural. Although I don't think the teachers required a lot of perfection from me, that I probably was doing things um, out of alignment or not very effectively, but they just let me be. And so when I wanted to become a teacher, I was um, I was an adult. I started to practice regularly after I did a little bit in homeschool when I was 18, and then I started to have really bad problems with my back when I was almost 20. And then I started to do basics training, not to become a teacher, but just to learn about my back and heal my back. And then because my mom's friends knew that I was in teacher training, they asked me to substitute. And so I started to substitute, and then places I substituted, they offered me regular classes. So that's how I started to teach yoga, just from a place of injury as a cyclist and a competitive athlete.
So, but why did you want to teach?
Um, I I didn't have a very strong desire at first. It seemed like it was a nice thing to do. I was happy to do it, um, but um, it gradually became a very strong passion. At first, it seemed like it was a nice thing. At the time, I wanted to become a professional cyclist, and I thought it would be a good thing to do to earn money on the side as I was working my way up through amateur ranks, because I was racing but not making money. Um, so it seemed like a good thing to do for work. Um, but when I started to do it more, I realized I really enjoyed it and that I was much more suited for teaching yoga rather than doing athletic competition. So it was actually teaching a class one night that I realized I needed to stop racing and put more focus into teaching, because that's really what my strong suit is.
So, can you tell a little bit about the style you're teaching?
Yeah, the method I've done training in is called Tri Yoga, and it's a method that does flow and does movements in the spine, but you learn a lot about props and a lot about alignment. And so some days I'm teaching more about alignment, and some days I teach more movement, more flow. Um, and I also have a certification in Ayurveda, and so sometimes I'll give talk on Ayurveda or teach classes or workshops based in seasonal Ayurvedic practices.